Hey guys, so Sia bringing you another video. Now welcome to another preseason Huzzy main account ranked game. Obviously with a slight difference. Yes, we are doing a replay. So full disclosure, this is one of those type of matches that I was playing live with streaming. Stopped recording it, and that was the mistake I made. What I try to do most of the time when I'm a bit oofed, I stop like commentating, but I usually continue the recording just in case I can do a POV commentary. For some reason in this match, I actually just clicked the stop recording button. I just stopped recording. So you'll obviously see why in this game I stopped recording. But today was overall a pretty good day. I'm actually recording this, which I normally wouldn't do. I'm recording this after my stream. I streamed for 6 hours. I've had like a 10-minute break, and I'm straight back doing the commentary of this match that I played earlier today. Why? Well, basically, of me recording this, I am really far ahead in content, so you might be like, wait, Huz, that was like a week ago, potentially. It's a while ago, but there was a B patch, or there is a B patch tomorrow of me recording this. Today is Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday, so that will kind of give away how far ahead I am right now. Obviously, I'm getting ahead because of the Christmas period. I'm having a bit of time off. But I don't know if tomorrow with the B patch, will that make these replays no longer work? It's very likely that it's going to do that because that's what patches do. So I just want to get the replay done because it did turn into a really good game that I think is worth showing. Kind of that, please, like, you know, don't give up mentality. Try to do the job that you can do. And obviously Jax's job is he is a split pusher. Not exactly my type of style, obviously. I don't love the split push play style. But that fundamentally is what Jax is. He is very strong in that. He's great in 1v1s mid to late game. And the champion we're against is Mundo. And again, of me recording this in tomorrow's B patch, Mundo's actually receiving a nerf. Now, I don't know what that nerf is as of right now. I'm sure we'll find out, obviously. But he is very strong champion right now, is Mundo. Arguably does way too much damage. And I think that's maybe the area the nerf is going to be in. For building 0 damage items, he does way too much damage. Which, again, I like tank meta. People know I like tank meta. It's actually where I feel a lot of skill comes into the game when the damage is lowered and tanks are back in the meta. But I don't like when tanks are dealing millions of damage. Let a tank be a tank. They shouldn't do any damage, but they should survive for a very long time. But nowadays, they can survive for a long time, but they deal a lot of damage also. It's weird. But yeah, with obviously Pax Jax skin, one of the rarest skins in the game. Whenever I play Jax, I'm going to pull out Pax Jax because, again, I like it as a skin. It's got a cool vibe. I would like if one day it gets a bit of an update because it's looking very old. I think it could look like a really cool skin eventually. But this matchup, typically, I believe, is Jax favored eventually. Not in lane phase because Jax very rarely wins lane phase. You kind of want to be a bit patient and just wait until you get probably 2 items on the go. The enemy team, obviously, as we've seen, unfortunately has Viego. So we do know we have to contend with a Viego this game. The team that we have, by the way, we have a Sedge main. The Fizz was a one-trick, nearly had something like 800 games or something like with Fizz. The Akali person, I think, also played a fair amount of Akali, but nowhere near like 800 games like the Fizz had. And then bot lane, I think, was relatively even. I'm not sure. I don't think there was any duos affecting this match. And this match, again, played earlier today, would be D3, D4 MMR on EU West. So nothing crazy special. We're obviously trying to recover the Huzzy account a bit, climbing during preseason. And if I just go over while nothing is happening, my runes selected. Lethal Tempo, because again, that is just a broken rune. Triumph, Alacrity, more attack speed. Last Stand. And then we've got Inspiration, Biscuit Delivery to help with lane phase a bit. Time Walk, obviously to help that corrupting, and then attack speed, attack damage, armor. Pretty standard, and yeah, nothing really more to mention off that. It's the standard really thing for Jax. Some people may opt, instead of going Inspiration as your secondary, some people may go Resolve. It's a bit tankier, but yeah, so obviously using your E on Jax, it's risking that you can't, you know, the Mundo passive, and the good thing is with Mundo passive, I think it does bounce in a not favorable direction for Mundo most of the time. So you can stand on top of it, which is denying the health. Obviously, it's the trade-off that Mundo has. He ignores a CC for losing a set amount of health percentage. but if he picks up back the capsule, he'll gain that health back. Mid lane, Fizz picks up a solo kill, so 2 solo kills so far. I teleport in. Was thinking maybe I'd go for this kill, but if I wanted really to go for it, I think I would have had to commit with Flash, and I know Mundo still also has Flash. So the kill, unfortunately, just wasn't on. I've opted for an early Vamp Scepter, because Mundo obviously has a lot of poke. His cleaver does a lot of poke damage. So you've got to try and out-sustain that in any way you can. So obviously just getting that raw Vamp Scepter lifesteal is good. Build-wise, I think I decided pretty early on that I would be rushing a Blade of the Ruined King, and then later I would be buying Divine Sunderer, which obviously is very good against tanks. It does percentage damage, but we just need that sustain in the early game. Mundo, though, hitting level 6, and if people remember, again, that damage, look how much damage he's dealing with, no damage at all. I'm going to be very careful of getting dove any second. I used my E, which might have been a mistake, because now that leads, I think momentarily Mundo's going to have enough aggression that, yeah, he is. I know he's diving me right now. I cannot survive. So I flash, it doesn't matter, he's in the area, and he's just tanking a tower casually at level 6. He nearly dies, but it wasn't really that close. Yeah. Tower dives, I guess I'm bad against them, because I played Mundo the other day, and I kept getting tower dove by a Kled, and now I'm just getting tower dove by a Mundo. It's a bit demoralizing, so that obviously is the start to why, you know, this game hasn't gone too well. Double kill for my bot lane, or against my bot lane, and also Viego takes the first dragon, which was the Chem tech. So thankfully, thankfully it's not a Chem map. I always get a bit sad when it's a Chem map, because I just don't enjoy that dragon's map at all. I don't enjoy that dragon anyway. But thankfully this game is not a Chem map, so that's good. Returning to lane though, feeling a little bit beaten up that I got dove by a Mundo. Again, I probably could have played that better. Obviously, the negative there was blowing the E. You know, again, blowing the E still wasn't wasted. You know, I got rid of his passive, but getting tower dove, your E is a very powerful tool against tower dives. With obviously Jax, you just block auto attacks. You're not taking damage from autos, but it just gives Mundo the opportunity to just walk at me and kill me, basically, even at level 6. So a lot of minions. I am going for these occasional W auto attacks, but then I take one cleaver from Mundo and it kind of negates all that I've done recently. There's a lot of minions, so again, he goes a little bit too aggro, and he backs out of it smartly because there's too many minions. Some people may also say, like, oh, Huz, you're against a Mundo who's a healing champion. Why didn't you embrace the TP Ignite? Now, I did speak about this when I played the game live, but basically, I feel like I'm scared of Viego as a champion. He's stupidly strong, and you need abilities to get away from Viego. Yes, I have my Q, but that's not enough. Viego got his W and his ulti to chase you. So I just felt if I didn't have Flash, Viego would most likely have just lived top lane. And I wouldn't have been able to get away from a Mundo that slows me with Q, and a Viego with having his double mobility. So that's why I didn't go for Ignite this game. I also kind of wager, even with Ignite, I don't really think I would have killed Mundo in the early game, and I already am fairly confident that I will beat a Mundo in late game. In a pure 1v1, just how these champions are, I'll be fine later. It's just lane phase that's a bit rough. So anyway, Sejuani has actually called me down for Rift. So I've gone to help her. Mundo, you can see straight away, is pinging missing, so maybe he's thinking I'm roaming to mid or something, and he's making his way over, and then he obviously discovers that we are doing the Rift Herald. I just jump on him, get rid of his passive that lets Sejuani start CCing. I do prioritize going over there and standing on his passive, and then the old Viego is here, which is always fun. I do get the kill, which is nice, a little shutdown, but unfortunately for me, Viego obviously gets the ult reset, which is always fun, and I will die to him. So he gets a double kill. Jhin ulting, really cool skin is that. I think that's the world skin from memory. And obviously, the niche of that lane, meanwhile Fizz trying to go for the Viego, will pick up that kill, which is lovely, flashes away. But yeah, Jhin, Xerath, all about the poke. All about long-range poke. Basically, Caitlyn may not be affected massively by it, because she's long-range too, but Morgana's going to have a hard time getting involved in that lane, in theory. They might just be dead by the time Morgana can go for an engage, and then when they actually go for an engage, she's too low health that a fourth shot from Jhin will just finish off the Morgana. It's like, oh, well, I can't really do anything. But I do get myself on the board. First kill of the game, 1-2-0. Obviously, again, continuing to buy components for Blade the Ruin King. Funny again that I'm buying Blade the Ruin King, which is obviously Viego's item, that if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't really buy anymore as a champion, which again is hilarious because again, Viego needs to do the crit AD carry build really to be relevant now. The more bruiser on hit build was his original build, but it's not as good anymore for him, which I just find is funny. You'd think that Riot, I don't know, in my mind at least, you'd want to make him basically use his own item, but not always the case. Gonna go for it. I do end up getting his passive maybe, and I'm going for the big kill. Weirdly, I do think Mundo could have killed me there. Yes, there was a lot of minions, but I still think I would have died. I'm incredibly happy that he stopped that fight, because I think I would have just been dead. But he stops fighting, he walks away, and I survive. So I'll take that happily. Fizz goes down in mid lane. I believe it was to a Viego Akali combination there. And I decide not to base. Now, I think it might be a mistake that I don't. I do nearly have flash up, 10 seconds. I have teleport also, and that probably is part of the thinking. Do one more minion wave, then base, and then I can just teleport back to lane. So we'll see what happens. Akali going bot lane, I think, with Viego, so the terrible duo. And yes, I am getting dove. I block out the ulti. He is still diving me, and I can't even flash. He just kills me. To be honest, that was completely... I did not expect that much damage. His E, I think, finished me off, and it did a good amount of damage, and I just died from it, and I was like, oh. So yeah, second death. I'm now 1 and 3. I think, by the way, if memory serves correct, I stopped recording this game around here-ish. And that, you know, it's part of the I'm not having a good time, so this isn't going to be a great video. But also the mentality of doing a commentary is distracting me. It's making me play worse. Like, no matter what, even if I'm playing good, I can always play better if I'm not distracted. So I go for a teleport play, get myself another kill. Unfortunately, I should have used E earlier. Caitlyn did have, obviously, double way to get out. Mundo's also teleported, but he's 2 levels ahead of me. Jhin does W, gets rid of Mundo passive, and Fizz does pick up the Caitlyn, which is good. Viego, we just saw, is in the area still, and Dragon is getting pinged. We don't have a dragon yet. Infernal is the next dragon. It's not an Infernal map, as we know, because this is the second dragon. The third dragon is what map it becomes. Fizz goes down, but with all that distraction, we're hoping it gives us enough time to get this. So yes, Viego is still in the area. We do get the dragon, which is nice. I'm going for the Akali just to stop her in her tracks, get her to about half health. And she's still coming in with the damage from the Xerath. Good stun, good W, and he picks up a kill, which is always nice. I think I make a mistake here from memory. I shouldn't be basing in here. Clearly, they've got vision, and I muck up my ward even. I do survive a little bit more, but then Morgana W finishes me off. And now my team is on the back foot. Viego's become me, and Bob's your uncle. Viego can now kill everything. So, yeah, that was a bad base for me. Again, clearly not thinking 100% correct. And I know, you know, sometimes the YouTube, like the Twitch channel, and I just say, on average, I love all my viewers, but the YouTube audience tend to be a little bit harsher than the Twitch audience for some reason. And it sometimes feels like I'm not allowed to have a bit of an off game or a bad game to a lot of YouTube members or commenters. Again, not a lot, a few. I'm having an off game. It's clear that I'm having an off game. And that is why I stopped recording. Around, you know, it might have been a bit earlier, or maybe it was about now. I stopped recording because get rid of the distraction of a commentary, because it's not just my rank on the line, it's also teammates, and sometimes I do feel bad about that. If I'm doing a commentary not playing well, let's get rid of the distraction of commentating and purely focus on gameplay. And that is obviously what I'm doing. I did, by the way, adjust my build slightly there, just to mention. Before I teleported to bot lane, I did buy a Sheen. Why? Just for that little extra burst going for a gank play like that with TP. Just enables me to have that extra bit of oomph. And just reminding everybody, that TP play that we just did in upcoming season, whenever they actually officially make the change happen, that won't be able to happen. They are changing teleport that you won't be able to teleport bot lane. Now, unfortunately, you know, when it's bad, it goes to worse. I now have an Akali coming to lane to one-shot me. So, yeah, now I'm dead by an Akali. And from memory, again, I played this game earlier. I know I've said it a couple times. That was the moment I just remembered. That was the moment I stopped recording. I was like, right, I'm now 2 and 5. I've been absolutely obliterated by an Akali. That was very fun. I'm stopping the recording now. So that's what it happened. Jhin ulting, Sedge covering top lane, which is always nice. My tower probably would have died if she didn't do that. But yeah, nearly completing my blade though, which will be nice. And again, full transparency, this game does get better. So there's a reason that I'm recording it as a commentary, obviously. Gold-wise, the game is still very close. The enemy team, yes, is slightly ahead. They're ahead in kills and ahead in gold, but we're now even in dragons. No towers, I don't think, dead yet, because, again, towers should be... Oh, wait, what? Are replays bugged? Replays may be bugged. Normally up here, there's, like, towers taken, and that's not there. So I think replays might be bugged again. Replays are always bugged. You can't see teleports, you can't see some champion abilities, like, you can't see cannon ultimates still in the replay. So, yeah, it's a bit weird how broken these are. But it is what it is. I'm having a bit of a jig while the wave gets pushed into me, apparently. And here we go. I think from memory, like this potential gank that Sedge is trying to do. I'm 2 levels down. I shouldn't be focusing on kills. I think I even say I don't want to go for this because there's a cannon minion that I'm missing. And again, it's a pointless gank. We don't go for it in the end. Sedge just backs off and I just missed a cannon and like 3 farm or something like that for nothing. So that's a bit annoying. Maybe I should have just not gone for it, but that's the risk that you take. If I didn't go for it, Sedge would have then probably been raging that, oh, Jax, you didn't go for it, even though that kill was definitely never on. But it is what it is. Some good things happening around mid lane for my team. Jinna's having a pretty good game. Gold-wise, though, quite close. So Caitlyn on 5.7. Jhin, actually, wait, how's he that far ahead? So he's only got... He's hardly ahead. He's got 2 more kills than Caitlyn and 1 more assist. Which I guess is about 1,000 gold, but Caitlyn's slightly ahead in farm. But yeah, he's doing well. Mid lane is slightly ahead of Fizz. Jungle is absolutely demolishing our jungle. And also top lane, not as badly demolishing, but he is still beating me quite bad. But we'll keep track on that. So in this game, I am, so far, 1,500 gold behind. I'd say that's probably the peak of how far I've been behind in this game. Dragon, by the way, respawning in 40 seconds. I do have teleport for it, but am I thinking about teleporting to Dragon? Not really, if I'm completely honest, because again, I need to scale. There's no point playing Jax if you can't get to late game, and we're not late game. We don't even have 1 item complete. Mundo has got 1.5 items. He's got tier 2 boots. I am really far behind. So am I thinking about Dragon? If it's a good opportunity, then sure. But I'm not like... I'm 100% going to this dragon. So I do manage to complete my Blade of the Ruined King. And I don't think I teleport straight away because I'm waiting to see where I want to go. Mundo has teleport up as well, but I don't think I know that in this game right now. And I'm just running back to top. Again, I'm running back to top lane because I don't want to commit my teleport just in case I do need a TP over there. And they are having a big fight. So Viego is trying to do the dragon secretly. Fizz is engaging, does get 1 kill. They're in the pit. Akali goes in. Gale forces out, does the Jhin. Nice play by him with that. Mundo does TP. And by the way, I am looking here. Unfortunately, Viego does get the dragon, which is a shame. I don't TP early. I TP now. Wherever I am. I think I'm there. There I am. And again, if I teleported earlier, the dragon was still stolen. Like, I don't think we would have stopped that. We are going for the Mundo. He fails his flash, and we will pick up another kill there. So again, it's a shame. Maybe I should have TP'd a bit earlier, but I really don't think that would have made us get the dragon. That was just one jungler smited it better than the other one. They got the dragon. Don't think that would have made a big difference, but it is what it is. I get myself another kill. Keeping myself obviously alive. And I'm going to do a bit more farming of Scuttle. Always good to get Baron Vision. And then I'm going to return to top lane. So again, really just wanting to focus on that, like, getting to late game. But let me know what you guys think about Jax. Again, he isn't, like, a champion style that I love. Jax is somewhat of a stat check thunk champion, much like Tryndamere or Master Yi. They're not the most skillful champions, clearly. But Jax, I do think, I don't know, I think he's a bit better than the other equivalents. There's something about him that I just don't, I don't think he rubs people the really wrong way like others do. But let me know what you think. Is Jax just as bad as Tryndamere and stuff? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. That would be interesting to know. I'm buying myself Ninja Tabby this game, which some people may question. Well, Mundo does still a lot of auto damage. Viego is always a problem. And Caitlyn is a very high range champion, so I might struggle getting to her, so I might get autoed a lot. Yeah, Akali obviously is a threat. Morgana's AP. But I think overall Ninja Tabby just helps me a bit more in this game. As I am also clearly thinking a little bit about split pushing this game too. So, you know. Fizz gets a kill on Akali, which is great. He one-shots her. Big fight happening here. Mundo, as you can see, is starting to group a little bit more. Watch this. Gale Force, boom. Big confidence by that Jhin to do that. And this so far now is turning into a really good thing for a Jax or for a split pusher. You've had a bit of a rough game. Your team now is starting to win the mid game. and it enables you to stay top without feeling too guilty. Oh, I can stay here, I can farm back up, I can get myself back into the game, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, from memory, something pretty spicy happens soon. So we'll see if that happens. I don't want to kind of say it's about to happen and then something else does, but I think it's very soon. But yeah, managing the power farm. I am catching the Mundo, clearly, because he's more grouping and I'm still splitting. And Caitlyn goes down, by the way, to our support, which of all things is a bit surprising. And I'm now going to continue, you know, stealing the jungle of the enemy team. So I think it is the moment that I'm waiting for. So here we go. There's Viego. We're both level 12. I E his W, and here we go. Fight on. Pop my ultimate. Boom. We flash his ulti, and then it's a whacking tournament, and I win. So yes, a 3 and 5 Jax with 1.5 items. If you dodge his ultimate, which obviously is a big part of Viego, I killed a 2.5 item Viego. That was really satisfying, and that is actually quite a big moment for me. Like, again, it's been a rough game, and I just beat their most fed player. So that is really good. That attitude-wise, feeling of the game, that can just restore your game doing that type of play. And yeah, 100%, I was dead if I didn't flash. Like, 100%. I was told, obviously, in this game also, that if you have your Counter-Strike on as Jax and Viego ults, apparently, again, I haven't confirmed it. I don't think I did it this game. But apparently that dodges Viego ultimate, apparently. But obviously, in that early fight, I used my E to dodge his W and dodge the initial damage he did. But no, I was very happy to get that kill, because obviously Viego is a problematic champion. But, you know, Jax is scary. Like, Jax is one of the original OG hyper carries of League of Legends, and he always should be. Like, that's his role in the game. Relatively weak early game, can have a very bad lane phase, but if you let the game go long enough, he's a monster. And, you know, due to modern day League of Legends, back in the day, you became a monster maybe half an hour in the game. Well, nowadays, you become a monster in 20 minutes into a bad game. You just need 1.5 items and you're really strong. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Jhin doing Jhin things. They're having a bit of a fight, but they've done okay to the start. They do have Akali, and unfortunately, our fed Jhin is just face-checking an Akali, so he goes down. And that was a 6 and 8 Akali at the time, but she ends up with a double kill, so she's now 8 and 8. Meanwhile, yes, Huzzy is split pushing. Maybe that's even the title of this video, because it's very rare that I split push. Basically, I don't have teleport up, and I'm not clearly getting into that fight in time. So sometimes it's that kind of thought of, what can I give my team? What is the most valuable thing I can give them right now? Well, it is split pushing. Like, I can guarantee gold. I can give my team tower gold from towers. I can't get to the fight. I've got teleport up now. They are doing dragon, and I was contemplating teleporting for that, but I think I decided against it. And I think from memory, I just hold my teleport, so for the next fight, I do have teleport, and that's the point. Item update, though, we buy our divine gold, you know, farm, by the way. I have nearly caught up, and if we actually look at the overall, so remember, he was 1,500 gold ahead. We are now tied. 100 gold, basically. So, in essence, that is tight. Now, one thing I will say, there was a dilemma here. Caitlyn's top lane. I'm like, oh, do I go teleport over there? I am teleporting to the fight. You can't see it because replay bug. I'm teleporting down, and I remember going, oh, if I teleport and Caitlyn stays top lane, that will be really sad. And the moment I press TP, Caitlyn shows in top lane. Double stun really nicely. Double kill. I get 1 kill. Jhin gets 2. I'm on a killing spree, and we're going to chase down the Viego. But yeah, annoyingly, maybe I didn't even need to go for that TP. Yes, it was good to get the double stun for my team, but I think they were going to win anyway. The Caitlyn was top lane. I would have killed that Caitlyn, which is really annoying because I was here, and she walked past me, so she's really not safe in that position. I was thinking that maybe I can still kill her, so I'm going to go for it. And one thing I will mention, a little bit of autopiloting this game. Someone in Twitch chat did point it out later. Huz, why do you have blue trinket in this game? Yeah, I don't know. I did, I think, remedy that later into the game. Meanwhile, we do end up getting the Caitlyn because I do get a little bit of damage on her, but she dodges most of my stuff clearly. But then Fizz was also coming for a flank, which is good. So I've now actually taken the farm lead over the Mundo. I'm now in neutral KD, 5 kills, 5 assists. Obviously, KD is kill desk. Akali going really weirdly all in. Managed to get that lock up a CC. Rampage from me. I move in the way to block. I'm like, screw it, I'm strong. Let's fight, baby. And yeah, I'm clearly way stronger now. I can fight the Viego. I can fight basically anybody. Unfortunately, I don't get many kills there. I don't think I got any. Oh, maybe, no, I got one. But yeah, I'm way stronger than most of the enemy team now. They can't deal with a Jax. And that's the crazy point. You're 2-item Jax and you become late game. You're a monster. I decide I'm going over to the Baron really early. And we're just going to start that up. And again, very fast Baron team. Jax are high autos. We've got a fed Jhin. So yeah, this Baron will be no problem, obviously, at all. But yeah, again, what this game does show clearly is do try to remain positive where you can. Again, I stopped recording because I felt myself slipping into a bit of tilt, and trying to maintain a live commentary would have probably just made it worse. But I forever kept doing my job. What is Jax's job? Scale to late game. That is your job. Get to late game. The kill, obviously, the 1v1 kill earlier on Viego, that really turned my game around attitude-wise. That was such a big thing for me. And honestly, Mundo's build, although it's a standard Mundo build, he probably now would definitely struggle to fight me. I'm actually ahead in XP of the Mundo. Mundo is level 14, I'm level 15. Gold-wise, 11k to 9.8. I'm over 1,000 gold ahead. So I've actually reclaimed over 2,500 gold deficit that I had on this Mundo. Mundo was a 1,500 gold on me. I'm now 1,000 plus gold ahead of him. It's a really good way, a really good comeback. And obviously, yes, what's helped, that's not, you know, the elephant in the room. My team is doing well. My Fizz is doing good. My Jhin is doing good. That's always going to clearly help a comeback, even if you're not really directly involved in your team. Them doing well is enabling me doing this. If my team was feeding and the enemy team was in our base, then it's a bad thing. Meanwhile, they're starting the fight. Enemy team is outnumbering our team, by the way. And I'm like, screw it. I'm going to be that annoying guy that nobody likes. They're having a fight. And now what I will say, meanwhile, watch this. Any second. I'm thinking about it. Bam. I go for the Caitlyn. So the big thing is, oh, Taz, your team just won here. Yes. I'm not going to say that clearly I did anything really big in that team fight. I wasn't involved. But that simply could be, oh my god, Jax is in our base. We have to go back and stop him. So some of the enemy team are starting to base. Some of them are still looking to team fight. The enemy team splits. My team beats them in a 4v4 because the enemy team is completely split. And I kill the Caitlyn and I'm ending the game. So that is sometimes what split pushing can do. Is be that annoying little like, oh my god, we have to go deal with that guy. And it splits the enemy team up. And my team just took full advantage of that. So that, again, is really good. So this was a great recovery. 194 farm, the highest farm in the game. Gold-wise, we're 12.5k gold. We are now 2,500 gold above the Mundo. So we did come back in a 1v1, 3,500 gold. Mundo was ahead of me by 1,500, and I finished 2,500 gold ahead of him. So honestly, really happy with that game. It was a rough start, getting dove by Mundo, but it does show. Try to do what you can. You're playing a late game champ. And this is, again, another one of my why I prefer late game champs over early game champs. Again, if I was Renekton and this happened, you couldn't do it. I'm playing Jax. I know I scale into late game. I know I'm going to become a monster. Keep playing. Keep holding on to any positive attitude you can muster and get yourself back into the game. And that's what we did. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, do throw a like on the video, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.